Oh shit. Is this thing working? Hello? Say, can you see? Oh shit. Is this thing working? Oh shit. Yeah. Say, can you see? Oh shit. Jesus fuck. Man, I'm so sad, bro. I had a whole setup going, all my mics and all of this webcam. None of this shit worked. But we're gonna come back next time though. Alright, bro. Man, I gotta watch this Zona video. Okay. What the fuck does she call it? God damn, bro. I can't see all that. I gotta check my. Y'all gonna see all my shit. Wait, hold on, man. What was it called? Okay, so 04. Let's go into Harmony. I don't know if this thing's still. What if it's not working? Oh no. Wait, hold on. Let me go back. Alright, let's see. Muay Thai. That's not you. I think it's in the damn. There we go. I think it's orange. Hey. Okay. Man, I forgot how to spell the daggum name. This year or something. Oh shoot, bro. It's my friend, bro. He got me. Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah, man. Man, Maya better tune in. I'm gonna be pissed. Oh shit! Wait, what? Man, I don't forgot the goddamn name of the character I made up. Lord have mercy. Hold on, y'all. We're gonna come back. This gotta be the worst fucking. Ain't nobody gonna watch out. I hope nobody watches this shit. Okay, I'm gonna just copy the thing. You know what I'm saying, bro? Lord. Okay. Sierra Jones. Rig. Alright. Oh shit, we're in Harmony. Okay. Okay, so now I gotta find my rig preferences. I have no idea where I put it. Is it in my flash drive? Don't tell me it's in my flash. Oh Lord. Assignment. That ain't right. I gotta turn in my shit. Hold on, yeah. I'm out here. Wait for this. Bro, come on, lock in. God, brother, man. Bro, why is my flash? Dude, bro, show up. You bitch. I think I gotta buy a new buy Elgato or something. Video capture thing sucks ass. Huh. Why are you not showing up? What the hell, man? Shush. Okay. Bye. Bro, I swear to God. Come on, rig preferences. Well, that's happening. I'll just open. Buddy. Let me open up the turnaround. Fudge. It's in here somewhere. Yeah, that's all fine. There we go. Sure. Just had a mouse, that'd be so much easier. Oh. I'll just keep it here for now. Save that. Oh, there it is. Now it showed up. Materials. Alright, command. And that should be enough for that. What? There it is. Okay. That's good. Now, time to listen to my Pookie. How do I open this crap? Oh my gosh. Should probably put this on a different device, but what are you gonna do? We're going to learn together. Well, I mean, I already kind of know this, but we gotta learn again. Okay, let's see what is on.
In this, going forward in this class, you must always have your Harmony preferences set. So when you go to open up Harmony, the first thing you're going to do is set your preferences. Every time you log into a computer at SCAD, you will have to reset your preferences. They don't save per your login. That being said, we can create a save file of the preferences. And then that way you can just load them up. Now, the preferences, I'm going to go through them, but if you miss something, under the animation section, under Harmony, in bold, preferences, saving, zipping, and general info. So there's this great Google slide document that talks about how safe file works as a file open them, HOPC, and
Jesus.
120 by 3840 by 2160 for the assignment sheet. So that way we can have a nice 4K rig. We're going to click create scene. The assignment sheet. So that way we can have a 4K rig. But we're going to write them down. Anyway. All right. So let's go to Harmony. We are going to go to save. We're going to create a file and we'll call it the rig version 01. And I'm going to call it SPJ because this is my Space Pirate J character. And then I'm going to change the file size. We'll do it at 4K UHD. So that's going to be 3840 by 2160 for the assignment sheet. So that way we can have a nice.
Oh shit, I didn't do that. I know how to change it, but I'm not gonna lie. Fuck. I'll figure it out later.
4K rig. We're going to click create scene. So in Harmony, this is our, let me switch this to the default workspace, and then we're going to tweak it so that it's more comfy for working with a rig. So this is the default workspace y'all are used to, and the preferences are now also set to default. So you'll notice right here in this corner here, see how it says L and C? Who knows what those are? What is this? Line and color. So the other thing that we have is we have tools, library, color, node view, timeline, node library. Awesome. I'm going to take the node view, I'm going to click and drag it so that it is next to my camera view because I want this open at all times now. We need to manage our nodes. This is a node-based software. It's so that we can do compositing and animating in the same software, which is awesome for doing a production in here. Bento Box Studios solely uses Toon Boom Harmony. They even make their backgrounds in Harmony. They draw their character designs in Harmony. So that way everything is easily pushed down the pipeline and easily set up from the start for compositing. So we have a drawing node, and this is, again, this is just the default. I'm going to take color and I'm going to click and drag it up so I get tool properties, library, and color in the same window. Then I'm going to hit the plus sign to add a window, and I'm going to add the layer properties window. So make sure to add layer properties. That's the main thing to write down. So make sure your node view is visible and make sure to add the layer properties window. So make sure your node view is visible and add the layer properties window. Yes. I'm going to go to edit preferences. Edit preferences. Size cursor. Yay, you no longer have to draw the stupid crosshairs. It really just depends on like what your jam is. Old school animators like the crosshairs because they're like, seeing the little icon distracts me, and I'm like, okay, I like to know where I'm going. So brush size cursor is turned on. So in the timeline, we'll import the head grid next week. Sound good?
Fuck, I gotta do it.
So I'm gonna go to, maybe I should just use Nulcha.
I'll do that later.
Okay, so file, import, image, file, import, image. And I'm just gonna navigate to my turnaround sheet. It can be a flat JPEG, no problem. So file, import, image, and select your turnaround sheet. I'm gonna go to create layer based on file name, import as Toon Boom bitmap drawing. Import as Toon Boom bitmap drawing. Import as Toon Boom bitmap drawing. This one's important. Import as Toon Boom bitmap drawing. Alignment, I'm going to set it to actual size. And transparency, if you have transparency, you might want to set it to like pre-multiply with white. My file has a white backdrop, so leaving it as straight is fine. So actual size and straight. Then I'm going to click OK. And now I have my girl. All right, so now we need to start becoming best friends with the node view. We're going to spend a lot of time in it this weekend. So, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the camera view and navigate to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th icon. And I'm going to turn it on so that action safe is visible. Y'all see that? Yeah. So turn on action safe. Turn on action safe. Now we're going to start becoming friends with the node view. So let's talk a little bit about the node view. I have drawings and they are light blue rectangle shapes. I have composites, and since my preferences are set, composites are now trapezoids. By default, they are set to bitmap, so they look like this, a dark rectangle. This last composite can be a dark rectangle. It will not break your rig. Every composite you add after this needs to be a trapezoid shape. So every composite after this needs to be set to layer properties, mode, pass through. And they'll actually come in by default like that now. So we've set that in our preferences that by default, every time you add a composite, it'll be set to the mode of pass through. So let's learn to add a composite to our scene. The mode. So one mode says it's bitmap, one mode says it's pass through. So I'm going to go to the node library, and in the node library is basically every single type of node ever, except for the drawing node. Don't ask, I don't know. So right away under favorites, I can see composite is visible, but if I need, I can always go to the search bar and type in composite. And you can see there's a lot of different options, but I'm just going to grab the very basic composite and I'll drag and drop it into the node view. So I'm just clicking, dragging, and dropping it. Now I have an additional composite. We're going to use composites to organize the node view. So we're going to use composites to organize the and hit the hotkey D for disable. Points to recorder view keyed in place. So now it looks like she's starting to animate in place. Magic.
Can you record?
Yes. But I can repeat. So Romeo asked, how do I do that? So I'm going to hit F7 to delete real quick. So I'm just going to navigate in my timeline to frame 10. Select my peg. Hover in the camera view. So notice as I move my mouse around, the red box goes with it. That's what focus mouse on enter does. So it focuses on where my mouse is. So the animator position from now till forever, because now you no longer need a mouse, you've graduated, is you have your pen in your dominant hand and you have your other hand for the keyboard. And this is it from now till forever. Unless you get one of the cool things or like the L thing or like the chair thing, I don't know. So, all right, so I'm going to grab a peg. And now I'm going to hover in the camera view and I'm gonna hit Shift arrow key and line up the 3/4 view. Then I'll go 10 spaces down again, line up the profile. And again, I'm just using that X to line her up.
Okay. So let's do that. Okay. Turn this one off. Could be there, probably not.
Then I'll line up the OTS view.
Okay. That should be better. Oh, it's working. Alright. This will be somewhere around there. There. And then this will be back. Hmm.
that. Okay. No, Zona, why aren't you working?
And then I'll line up the back view. And when I scrub through my timeline, it looks like she animates.
I don't know if you have to read them.
I should have done that when I drew my turnaround, but when we start building the rig, you'll definitely find some quirks. And we can fix them as we go. So part of the reason I made y'all do a turnaround sheet is because as a character setup artist, you will likely have to fix the turnarounds so that the rig moves smoothly for animation. So knowing what to look for in the turnaround helps you as the rig artist be able to fix it. Does that make sense? We're building our skills up. Brendan?
So when a character is not going to make separate ground.
Yes.
Wait, what's
And
that?
F5, F6, and F7 are actually all very similar to Adobe Animate.
Oh no, I gotta make a pivot map. I forgot.
Extend it. Okay, so what do you think's happening now? Does that seem pretty straightforward? Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make a pivot map. And we're going to add a new drawing node. So to add a new drawing node, I'm going to hover in the node view and hit the hotkey Control R. And that one you will want to memorize because we're going to be using it a lot. Control R. So hover in the node view and hit Control R. And I'm going to label it Pivot Map. And I'm going to hit Add and Close. So now I have a drawing node named Pivot Map. No, you do not need to label your composites, but sometimes it's helpful. We're going to label a couple composites, but not all of them. I'm going to take my pivot map and I'm going to connect it to my peg. So I have a pivot map, it's connected to the composite, and it's connected to my turnaround peg. So that way, what do you think's happening now? Why would I do that? Why does the pivot map, what's happening when I connect the pivot map to the peg? What do y'all think? So the pivot map is connected. So my drawing is connected to my composite and my peg. What happens when a drawing is connected to a peg?
It can be translated.
It can be translated. So now this pivot map is going to follow the keys I just made. So the pivot map is going to follow the keys I just made. They were. So the yellow stick figure man must always be on. No more red stick figure man. We're going to use the yellow stick figure. This is on by default. And what it does is it auto keys. That way, if anything happens, we can undo it or delete the translation information. And we're not in any weird place. So just yellow stick figure, you're good to go. And it'll auto key for you to add the red dots. If you need to manually add a keyframe, it's F6. So if you need to manually add a keyframe, it's F6. And we'll go over that again when we start keying the rig into place. F7 will delete the keyframe. F7 deletes a keyframe. F6 adds a keyframe. What does F5 do? Extend the exposure. You got it. Pro status. And F5, F6, and F7 are actually all very similar to Adobe Animate. extend it. F5. Oh, the drawing. Actually, we're gonna, yeah,
Okay, also is.
so is Moho and now TV Paint.
To animate because, well,
Okay. Let's call it this one. I gotta come back later.